Uh-oh, gotta move. I think we've arrived at the fishing hotspot. Hold on a second. So these guys are fishing for jellyfish. Huge ass yellow and red jellyfish. There's one guy on the front that always has the rake and he tells them where to go. And then there's one dude on the back that's steering the boat. And they're just raking these jellyfish out of the water.
It's actually the strangest thing I've ever seen. They're like serious about it, man. They're getting these jellies like big time.
Do you want jellyfish for lunch, Willa? Yeah?
What are they using it for? Like soup or something?
Maybe they spread them on their naked bodies.
Oh, come on, Ben, that's gross. You're always so weird.
Well, I don't know. It's one thing to assume that they eat them. Maybe they use them for something else. I have no idea how you cook them, how you prepare them, what you even do with them. Maybe you don't even cook them. So if you know what these jellyfish are used for, they're kind of pink, kind of red, a bit of white in them, maybe comment down below. I'm sure one of you guys knows. And if you don't know, would you eat them? Warm or cold?
You check this thing out?
What, the shade or the net?
Well, both. But the shade is good for putting up the net, hey?
Well, we're out of the marina. It's kind of nice. We're at anchor. There was a bait ball below us.
It's still there.
It's still there. That is cool, man. And since we're at anchor, we thought, well, we might as well continue the boat work. But this is a fun boat work project.
Yeah, we're really excited about this one. This one has been a few years in the making. So one of the things that we needed to do with Nahoa, probably for the last couple of years, because that's about how long I've been researching it, is replace our trampoline. And the trampoline is this area here. This is our trampoline netting. And I did a lot of research and basically had decided that I wanted to go with the multi-hull net solution. And just before we left from Canada and we're finally getting back to Nahoa, we contacted Multihull Nets and asked them if they might want to, you know, work with us. This is the netting I wanted. I wanted this brilliant offshore netting, and Multihull Nets is a company out of Florida and they're a fantastic company to work with.
When you're offshore sailing in rough weather, there's a lot of waves that hit the bottom of the boat and the bottom of the net and that push the net up, which puts a lot of force on all the contact points. You also get waves on top. In order to get that weight off the boat, you have to have a wide enough spacing in the net to shed that water. And that's why we picked this 3/8 inch offshore net.
So this net is also super fancy because it's coated with UV protection. They will spray in almost any color you want. Look at this. It's like every color under the rainbow and some that you didn't know existed. Now the thing about the black net is it kind of disappears over the water, so it looks cool. It's gonna be hotter though, and this is a trade-off that we decided we could live with.
Basically what I did is I looked at gunboats, like super fast carbon fiber catamarans, and looked at the type of nets they have, and then decided that's the kind of net I want, which is a black, very see-through net. We're still gonna go the same speed. This doesn't add any boat speed, but we'll look fast.
And I have been laughing about this ever since he decided that that was the thing. But it does look pretty cool. So, and it is a little different. Ben picked out the orange spinnaker and the orange was great. So I pick out all the other gray colors.
If you look at this net, the new net, see how many lines of stitching there are? That's crazy. And then you look at the old one and, well, there's one line right here.
Well, I've restitched it like 4 times. Oh, there's at least 3. I have been restitching this old net for like every year for the last 5 years, and this year I said no way, can't fix this.
So we've been talking to Matt at Sunrise, and he's actually really knowledgeable at nets.
Why are you lacing up our old net?
No, I don't know. It's funny, we did this boat refit on the hard, and you know, I don't know how many. What did that take? That took like 4 weeks. And then we were like, oh, sweet, we're done. But really all we've done is stop the water from coming into the boat from underneath. So bottom pane, rudders, through hulls, those kind of things. So the bottom of the boat. And now we just got out of the marina and literally we spent another 2 weeks doing nice to haves. Like, I think you may have noticed, we have a new sunshade out for the front. Does it look good?
Yeah, it looks great.
This is awesome. We just put up a sunshade and it's incredible how much living space you have up here. I mean, this is all not usable before. It's just so hot in the tropics. I'm drenched in sweat putting it up.
Makes a big difference.
You know what's gonna happen next? I'm gonna put the hammock up under here. And this is gonna be huge for Willa when she starts crawling up here. We actually spent this morning up here drinking coffee. A lot of the catamaran is actually not usable during the day because it's just so sunny and so bright. You just get sunburned if you're up front here. So now we have the sunshade and now we're gonna lace up this net.
Luckily, these are all marked. Look at that. Port, starboard, forward. And we've already put aft on. Are you lacing up the old net again?
Yeah. I never thought this refit would take this long. We got back to the boat January 20th or something like that, maybe say the 25th, and we're still doing boat work. Not complaining, just saying my estimate of what needed to be done and what actually got done was grossly different, grossly. I think it's quite normal though. I think people often, they say that if your estimate of boat refits are wrong by 50%, you're pretty good. If you're 100% over, it's quite normal. What are we at? We're like 200% over. Without this new shade netting, we wouldn't be up here. It's pretty incredible. Game changer. It's actually a lot less bouncy than I thought it would be. At first when we put it in, when we hadn't stretched it out yet, it was like super saggy. I don't know how to describe it. Like you feel a lot of pressure from underneath. The old one was kind of just like, I guess the old one didn't have any spring to it, and this one has more spring to it, giving you more of a, kind of like a actual trampoline feel. The last one was just like a floppy mat. You can see the water through the black because it doesn't shine too much light back. And then if you look at the white, which is the white old net, which is still there, you barely can see through it. Mind you, it does have smaller holes, like you can't, it lets less light through, but still, it looks amazing. Have a look. Oh!
Here's Dada.
Well, I think it's a pretty nice net.
It's a very nice net.
If you want to get your own multi-hull net, go check them out. We'll put a link down in the description below. They also make really cool architectural products such as extensions for your dock in between a T and a dock going out.
If you have something that hangs over a water, it's just really cool. You could put out 2 beams and sling a net in between it. Dad was gonna have that, but I think he changed his mind over here. Jump. Okay, Willa's turn. No, not anymore.
The next problem, it's not a problem, it's just a living situation, is garbage. We try to reduce it by throwing compostables overboard, but there's always still plastic and recycle and glass and bottles and whatnot. So it's time to head in for a garbage run.
The other big deal is like finding garbage. And luckily here in Thailand, they're super cruiser friendly, so, and it's no big deal to take the garbage to shore. When we're actually leaving for offshore, I prep everything, like vegetables. A lot of the vegetables here and at home come in like styrofoam and plastic containers. All that stuff has to be dealt with and discarded before we leave the dock because there's no place to keep it. And right now, the biggest problem we have is that Willa's been using Huggies or whatever they have here.
Oh, what do they call them in New Zealand and Australia? I think they're called nappies.
Yeah, nappies.
You guys always make different names for different things, man. I don't know why you call them nappies.
Why do we call them diapers?
Nappies, like a napkin? Diaper, I don't know.
How do you feel about cloth diapers?
Disgusting, man. I like to throw feces in the garbage.
Or overboard?
Yeah. I'm not a cloth diapering fan. It's always tricky to find a garbage bin. Sometimes you find them on the side of the beach, sometimes you sneak a small bag into a hotel, sometimes you just carry it on board for a long time. But I think I spotted some cans. The other thing that you may not know about us is we do not like salt water on our boat. So I just got soaked getting back in the dinghy. The problem with salt water is that if you bring it aboard your mothership, everything is gonna get sticky. Everything is gonna be wet. Salt water never dries. Some people live by this, but other cruisers think it's a waste of water. What do you think, Ash?
Salt-free boat, man, all the way. If you have a salty boat, that means everything is sticky. So we don't always make it to the beach very early anymore. It's 5 p.m. 5 p.m. beach swim day.
This is how we end our days sometimes, and it's not a bad way to end it, really.
No, it's not a bad way. You gonna jump to Mama again? Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3, jump! Woo!
Don't shine your light at the camera. How many times have I told you that? You do that all the time to me.
Well, don't give me a headlamp if you don't want me to shine it at you. We're finally putting up baby netting because, let's face it, it's stressful right now, like so stressful.
You gotta talk to the camera.
With the
there you go. No, don't do that.
Like this?
I can't see your face.
Anyway, yeah, it's been stressful with Willa lately. She learned to crawl up the stairs about 2 days ago. Before that, she was like contained and it was easy and she couldn't get out of the cockpit. But then yesterday she just started climbing over everything, or 2 days ago she started climbing over everything, maybe 3. Anyway, it's been brutal. Like every time we turn around, we're like, oh my gosh, where's the baby? You can't leave her alone for a second. So we're baby proofing our yacht, finally.
So what Ashley's saying is that we're doing this for us, not for the baby.
Yes. So that I can breathe like for 5 seconds without worrying that she's crawled down the back stairs. Or this area, like for some reason she likes to crawl right on the edge and then she like sits up but doesn't have any spatial awareness, so she's like about to go overboard. It's just like, she's ridiculous. You don't think, they just kind of do. Anyway.
Humans, adults should do that more often too, maybe.
Yeah, we'd have more fun, I think.
It's coming along pretty good though.
It's not that bad.
Mosquitoes are out. Oh geez. Just when we thought we were done boat work, here we are starting another massive project. But this time you may have already guessed what it is. These puppies, plus 2 more of these, are going to replace all of our house batteries on Nahoa.
We have the electricians installing our batteries on board and it is awesome. We're so excited to have these batteries installed. But it's been a bit of a process. I mean, they've completely taken over our entire boat as far as... Oh geez.
I don't think you should be climbing up there. I mean, climb back.
That looks dangerous. So out here, we've got Odd busy. We're having the new helm seat installed. Ben extended it by like a foot, which is probably like gonna be totally in our way now, but he's really excited about it. Meanwhile, this is our new rain enclosure, and it actually makes the boat feel cooler back here. It's really, really nice. I'm really super excited about this. This is fantastic. It rains a lot here in Thailand,